Hello and welcome to Doobies with Doug. Take some of this here marijuana and clean it up a little bit. It's a little chunky. And, run it through the old grinder here. So today I want to talk about the media. And when I talk about the media, I mean not just CNN, NBC, Fox, PBS, Reuters, blah blah blah. I also mean the Zuckerberg media, the whatever it may be. There's really only one place really in the world right now that approaches a free press, and that's YouTube. I mean, any entity of any size, anyway. That would be YouTube, hands down. And even that has severe limitations on it as far as what you can put on it. But if you're not taking advantage of citizen journalism, you're doing yourself and the country and the world a disservice. Because the media is the media. They're in the business of A, generating revenue, and B, not pissing off the people who create the revenue. The media is never going to tell you the truth. They might tell you some of the truth, and they might tell you pieces of the truth. Now, some of you may be suspicious of that concept or know that it's somewhat true, but are unaware of the depth with which the media twists things. I invite you to find whatever topic appeals to you and you find interesting that's in the mainstream media, and then go find people that are actually on the ground taking part in those events, whatever those events might be, that are there. I would suggest, just as a start, go look at what some of the auditors are doing right now in Uvalde, Texas. Because the national eye is on Uvalde, the word Uvalde gets clicks. So the auditors go there and they start auditing these cops. And just like almost everywhere else they go in the country, these cops are fucking idiots. Not only are they idiots, they're violent, tyrannical, dolts. They're bullies, thugs. And even the mainstream media is getting to the point where they can't set the narrative anymore. They're having to respond to these stories that are getting broken viral, whether they like it or not. And it's probably the biggest, if not one of the, if not the biggest tool that's become available to us as citizens to hold people accountable, to hold our government accountable, to hold ourselves accountable, to keep ourselves secure. Having the ability to just pick up a camera and throw a public servant into the court of public opinion and gather legal evidence against them real time, it's fucking incredible. I fought the law when it was my word against the law. Which explains the shape I'm in. And it's changing. The camera, the live stream, the narrative is changing. It's changing fast. And if you're not paying attention to citizen journalism, you don't even know what's going on. Because the mainstream media is so fucking far off mark. It's ridiculous. So dig into it. And you tell me, you holler at me, send me a message. Tell me what it is you're interested in that you want to know about, and I will turn you on to people that are there doing it. If it's law, if it's the abortion thing, if it's police accountability, whatever it is. You can find actual real people that are actually really doing it, actual real lawyers that are litigating these cases, and you can follow them and watch them and see what actually fucking happens. Okay, every day almost, because of the police accountability thing, I will run into people on both sides of the debate that will misquote and misstate the facts of the George Floyd Derek Chauvin case. That entire motherfucking trial from the voir dire on was public. It was on TV. It was on the fucking YouTube. You could watch the whole thing. I watched every word of it. But the media was misquoting shit. The media was slanting shit. So people just got this fucking media picture of it. Same with almost every major event that's gone on. The media focuses on inconsequential things that are misleading. So for fuck's sake, don't rely on them for anything. Please. You're not doing us any good. Any of us. By falling into the narrative, the official narrative. It doesn't matter if what they tell you they're doing is a good thing or a bad thing. They're not telling the truth. We are not helping anyone in Ukraine. No one. We are only making things much, 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 much worse for Ukraine. And for the most part, the people of the part of Ukraine that are bearing the brunt of this don't give a fuck about the Ukrainian government or the Russian government. They just want you to stop blowing up their fucking house. And they're getting just as many fucking missiles dropped on them by Ukraine as they are by Russia. So you can't fucking pay attention to this official narrative. It's bullshit. We can't validate their fucking bullshit by giving it any juice. You're watching mainstream media post George Floyd, and they ran all these stories about the spikes in officer deaths. And there was like 3 accounts that they kept running through the media. And Dorner was one of them. Okay? Now, Dorner was a black guy, ex-military, was a cop. He tried to turn in a white female cop for using excessive force. And instead of getting kudos for doing the right thing, he got fired and ostracized and demonized. And they destroyed his life. And so he fucking snapped and wrote a manifesto and killed a bunch of cops. 4 of them, I think. And about fucking 300 of them showed up where he was hiding and shot him full of fucking holes. Because they did not want him telling his story. And there's been several times in the last 10 years where people have snapped and killed a bunch of cops. And 3 out of those, I think it's 5 or 6 times, 3 of them, they were ex-cops who tried to do the right fucking thing. And when they didn't get justice, they fucking lost it. Because they were ex-military. And to them, they were fucking going after the terrorists. Because they took an oath of the Constitution that they took seriously. Most of the spike in officer fatalities was because of an increase in traffic deaths. That's long and short of that. And that's like 80% or something, 85% of the officers killed in the line of duty are killed in traffic accidents. And there's another small percentage of them that are killed in some other type of accident. And then there's a percentage of them that are killed by other officers, friendly fire incidents. And then there's a certain number of them that are killed by criminals. So this whole blah, blah, blah saga about a war on cops, and no, there isn't one. In fact, it's the safest time in history for a cop to be a cop. That's why they're not even in the top 20 most dangerous jobs in America. I don't see the pizza man tasering me for fucking pizza safety. And pizza delivery is way more dangerous than fucking being a cop. And you'd know this if you were paying attention to citizen journalism. You would also know what your rights are. Because that's what a lot of these people are doing, is they're going out there and educating people as to what their rights are. They're even educating the cops as to what their rights are and what the laws are. Mostly against their will, but it's happening. Well, I forgot to explain my dankness here. And this here is a tub of weed that doesn't look all that fantastic, but it's about half keef. I took, let me do it. Oh, here it is. I took some not so groovy weed, and I run it through the fucking keef screen, and I made a pile of yummy there. But I had another pile, roughly that size, that was from really dry weed, and so the keef ended up being kind of green, which doesn't affect the buzz at all, but it definitely affects the flavor. So I dumped it in here with this stuff, which is like the siftings from the bottom of a trim tray. So it was already pretty heavy with keef and hairs, and woohoo! Well, for the record, if anybody sees that picture that I posted for my birthday with the 10 joints laid out on my tray, that was 10 grams of killer flower, and 5 of them had a half gram of hash in them, and I smoked all 10 of them. Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me. Got fucked up, ate some pizza, had a good fucking day, got me a new set of kicks. Super aggressive tread. I'm getting back to putting miles on. Probably up to about 8 or 10 right now today. And I didn't work today. Those are just enjoyment miles. When I was working at stocking the home department for Fred Meyer on third shift, I was carrying my Apple phone with me before it puked. And it had that motion sensor tracker on it that worked really good. And I was walking like 35, 40 miles a day. And I was like, no wonder. No wonder. And they're still trying to get me to come back to work there, but they shouldn't have pissed me off. They're paying like $20 an hour right now. And they emailed me and I emailed them back and I said, well, I could only work from, say 10 o'clock at night until 7 in the morning, 2 days a week if you're interested in that. Thinking they're going to say, no way, we need you 5 days a week. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll do that. Then I emailed them back. I don't know, let me get back to you. I'm not going to get back to them. There's nothing extremely difficult or hard about the job. I just don't like doing it. And I don't have to. It's the opposite of putting the groceries away at home. You just got a big pallet full of shit. And you drag it to where it goes and fucking put it on the shelf. Like shopping in reverse. Glad I experienced working that end of retail at least once, so I know what it's like. I think people either exaggerate how difficult it is, or they're just very thin-skinned. Or they just don't have skills. Interpersonal skills. Because, like, for instance, when I worked at Walmart and somebody would walk up to me and be mean, I would be stupid. Just literally drop my IQ to about 16 and make them explain every word that they're talking. I don't know what you mean. Pickles like cucumbers? And just instantly get so fucking stupid right in front of them that they fucking feel sorry for how dumb I am. And they forget to be mean. Just little tricks like that. And mean people come up start bitching you about fucking root beer or some shit. Just cry. They'll stop. They'll go away too. I don't care. It's not that hard. Oh, ooh-wee. That one grabbed me right by the boo-boo. Yes, indeedy. Fuck, it looks like the inside of a bong in here. People walk by my house all the time and stop and ask me if my place is on fire. I'm either smoking dope or making tacos. There's really only one place it vents out of because my vents are fucked up. So it all goes out the front door, which is closed right now. Anyway, there's just shitload of this social media going on. And citizen journalism, And you can go watch how climate change is affecting people in Gabon or the Sudan. Or you can go watch firsthand how street people are dealing with the heat in Philadelphia or in London, how the homeless people are dealing with the heat and how the junkies are getting on. And Skid Row in LA, and you can just, whatever the fuck you want to find out, there's a camera on it. So check it out, man. Fuck the news. Fuck news feeds. Fuck Reuters. Fuck AP. Fuck GP. Fuck Al Jazeera. Fuck PBS, NBC, CBS. Fuck all of them. They're lying. They're fucking lying. This America's Got Talent bullshit. Yeah, there's been some cool people come through that can really sing. There's millions of them. All over the fucking place. You would be surprised how many people you probably know or bump into or rub elbows with that can sing their motherfucking asses off. They are selling you a product. Okay, when NBC breaks into your favorite TV show to tell you about the latest school shooting and what's going on, they are selling you a product. Okay? In Uvalde, there was a small group of corporate media, ABC, CBS, I don't know exactly who all, but corporate media was in the city hall along with some of the parents. And for some reason, they sent the fire marshal, and the fire marshal said, "You guys got to leave." And the corporate media packed up their cameras and fucking left. Now, these auditors, these citizen journalists, they are not going to fucking leave. No. Because fucking City Hall is public property. That means it belongs to me and to you. And they can't just tell you to leave because that you're making people uncomfortable. Especially when it's the people who work for the government, and if they fuck up, it's our job to make them feel uncomfortable. And they fucked up. And these fucking mealy mouse simps that work for the corporate media just pack up their shit and leave. And they didn't have to. They should not have. Just that act alone destroys any and all credibility that they may have ever had as a journalist. The New York Times, CBS, all these different big companies, if they have some big expose story, they run it through fucking feds before they run it. For the sake of national security. He who would trade his freedom for security deserves neither and will lose both. Benjamin Franklin knew that shit way back then. So, YouTube, the biggest platform in the world. It's bigger than NBC, CBS, any of them. Please turn that fucking TV off. Stop listening to this fucking doublespeak. Group speak, psycho babble, cosmic fucking debris. Garbage. It's just garbage. Go listen to people. You want to have faith in what the American concept can accomplish? Go watch one of these guys that's fighting City Hall in some little dink-tooly town in Indiana with a camera in his hand. Because that's where it's going to start and that's where it's going to end. Is with us holding these fuckers accountable. Because they're not working for us and they never have. They've been working for the corporations and the banks that run the place. So get with it, folks. Even if it means to stop watching me babble and video of squirrels. Go do something important. Educate yourself, man. For realsies. Stop listening to these fucking liars. And the liar that you want to fucking stay the farthest away from is the one that tells you what you want to hear. If you're on the right, that means Fox. If you're on the left, that means PBS. If you're in the middle, it's all the rest of them. Just fucking don't. Jon Stewart is not a patriot. Jon Stewart is a fucking entertainer. Trevor Noah has nothing valuable to say about the state of the world. He's funny as fuck and a really intelligent cat. He's not going to say anything meaningful. He can't. Because where he is and what he does, who he works for. I tell you who will tell you the real truth, and that's fucking Chappelle. Because he don't give a fuck. He'll walk away. If you haven't seen his piece called 8 minutes and 46 seconds, Google it. It's powerful. Look, this joint is really powerful. I'm tired of marijuana, son. Yeah, Strain Hunters is a cool channel. These cats that go all over the world looking for cool weed to bring home and breed. He'll way out in the fucking Africa and Nepal and all over the place. Looking for weed. You learn about that kind of shit. I don't care what the fuck you're into. It's there. Carving sea turtle penis replicas out of cantaloupes. I'm fairly sure there's a fucking Facebook group for it. I'm in a Facebook group called Dinosaurs Against Christians Who Are Against Christians Who Are Against Dinosaurs. I think. And I'm not even sure which side I'm on. I am disappointed to find out they have no dinosaurs, nor do they intend to feed Christians to them. Oh, yeah. Stone like a slut in Ramadan. Did you hear about the Amish girl that got excommunicated? 2 Mennonite. But don't. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go so you can get the fuck out there. I'm all fucking pissed-eyed and stoned anyway. I'm gonna go do the same thing. I'm gonna go find some people on the street, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm interested in the law. Always have been, kind of. And so I follow certain cases, and when precedent gets set, I look around for different activists that are on the street that are going to encounter that precedent and see how it plays out. And it's interesting to me, especially on the street. You know, the fact that there's activists out there learning the law, keeping up with precedents and stuff, is making the amount of time that a reasonable officer should know a law or an established right shorter and shorter. And the learning curve is getting shorter, shallower, whatever you want to call that. So That's one of the effects it's having, and that's fun to watch. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Go watch some shit. Do the same. Doobies are Doug. Oh.